Yep. Good luck.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome along. It's the final round. Here we go. It's DC-SimRacing GT3 World Sprint Series. It's the final round and it's Kyalami. My name, John Wright, aka Double O Raven. It is my absolute pleasure once again to have the man himself. It is Mr. Daniel Metz joining me in the commentary box once again this evening. Good evening, Daniel.
Hey, good evening, John. How are you?
I'm very well. Cannot wait for this evening's race. Kyalami is absolutely up there for me as one of the greatest tracks out there. It is the final round. We've had circuit of the track limits. We've had circuit of the turn 1, of course, Kota, then Monza. We had 60 minutes of Bathurst. All of this beautifully back catalogued on the DC-SimRacing YouTube page. Make sure you go back and have a watch. Of course, 90 minutes of Silverstone last week out, and that brings us to my beloved Kyalami, which we have 60 minutes for this evening. It's been an enthralling series so far, Daniel, and we are in for an absolute cracking final this evening, despite one of the divisions pretty much already being sewn up.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, entirely, in fact, because the first, or the gold class, I should say, is already won by Jentel van Tiele. So that's something that George and I actually missed last time round. But I saw later in the Discord channel that Menno, of course, rightly congratulated Jentel with his excellent victory, of course, in this championship, or in the gold class of the championship, winning with one race to go. So excellent job for him. But yeah, the silver class is still very much open, with 4 drivers that could potentially still win. Although Langenbaan is, well, he has a 35-point lead right now. But yeah, that still has to be decided.
Indeed it does. Sorry, that's the gold standards we've got on screen at the minute. That should be the silver one. That's what happens when you you get all brave using a new toy. There we can see it is the silvers out on track. Dirk Langenbaan. On screen, they're out on track qualifying as well. We'll jump in there very shortly, but as pointed out by Daniel, we've got Dirk Langenbaan leading the way. Luca Vernol in second and Tim Miro in third. Tim is only a point ahead of Michael Jeffrey Koch in fourth position. It's only 10 points separating Brosalm and Piva in 5th and 6th in the silvers, and Daniel Van Tielen, once mistaken of course famously for Daniel Metz. I'm never going to live that down, so I might as well bring it up myself. He's in 7th place in the Bentley. Alexander Cruddy and Tobias Horvath both making it inside the top 10. Tobias is only 7 points behind Cruddy and only 3 points ahead of Simon Stamelier. Big fireworks expected in the silvers. Now hopefully, if I've done this properly, we should now see the golds, and it's almost working properly. There we go. There is the golds, as Daniel mentioned. Van Tielen, he's run away with this one. David Hill and Luca Prinzi, though, they're only separated by 15 points, and they've got a big gap back to Kurt Peters, so that's second and third looking pretty secure as long as they bring the car home. What happens after that? It's going to be close. Kurt Peters and Joachim Cambry in 4th and 5th position. And Cambry, another driver, is going to be looking over his shoulder. Fellow Dutchman Patrick Biesters is only a point. Oh no, sorry. Cambry's Belgium, my apologies. But there is only a point separating them. That is definitely accurate. Mattia Topa no longer in the series, so Chico Lindvar, Jonas Windy and Momo Bates will all find themselves promoted a position or two. Windy definitely going to be making his way into the top 10. And of course there's been an overall championship running as well.
Oh yeah, and actually to correct myself there, John, as Menno says, of course, and that's why he's the guy behind the races, of course. I'm just the Art Garfunkel of DC-SimRacing compared to Menno. Because, okay, the gold championship has not been won yet. He's won the overall championship. So,
right,
just to correct myself.
Right, okay, so there we go. Yeah, and the thing is, I did look through that earlier and then when you sent me, but yeah, no, that's all good. I was probably half aware of that. I'm looking at two different things. But yeah, so that is the overall championship there, yes, which confirmation that Van Thielen has won that. David Hill in second, only a point ahead of Luca Prinzi. Luca Vernol is on exactly the same points as Dirk Langenbaum. So these drivers still fighting for positions in their overall championships, and most definitely still fighting for... sorry, which one did I go there? I'm looking at too many screens now. So there's still positions up for grabs in the overall, and there's still positions up for grabs in the golds and the silvers as well. So we'll get on to qualifying, Daniel.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
I think we should.
Sounds good.
I think we should.
Yeah, I was going to say that you're excused making mistakes because you're such a prolific commentator. When you
you had to get that in once more, didn't you? There's a video behind the scenes on this one, folks. Don't you worry. He doesn't miss a trick, does ever, Daniel? But he also needs to remember that neither do I. Just saying.
I'll be quiet, John. I'll be quiet. Also, speaking of mistakes, I'll turn off that Streamlabs message that you see asking you to donate because, we had. I don't know if you missed it, but we had a fairly successful charity race last weekend.
Master of the understatement. What Daniel meant is the DC community rallied round and knocked it so far out of the park. We've had confirmation from NASA they expect the ball to land again sometime about 2032. $8,000. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. $8,185.87. And I know Daniel's saying that's from the weekend, but the donation link, I believe, is still active. So if you do want to make a donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation...
let me stop you right there because I asked April today to close it down.
Okay.
Just for administrative reasons, because you want to close it down at some point, of course. Also, we had our GoFundMe.com account, which is about to be closed, and because we can't donate it anymore to Make-A-Wish where it belongs, then please don't. Well, we can use the money, of course, as DC-SimRacing, but of course, if you want to donate and you want to do it to Make-A-Wish, so please do that. But we completed our charity event, so of course you can donate all year long as you wish to Make-A-Wish, because it's an amazing charity. So go ahead if you want to do that. But we did our thing, and who knows, next year could we? Spoiler alert.
And yeah, let us not forget the most important part of all that. I mean, the fundraising is the most important part, but the best bit of it for me was over half of that money was raised by teams buying penalties for one another, and every single driver down to the last took it in such phenomenally great spirits that it was an absolute joy to broadcast and behold. I have never been so unprofessional and spent so much time laughing during a broadcast. But yeah, the way the drivers were dealing, let's just mention this one of the teammates actually got out of the car and as a Christmas present gave his teammate 40 kilograms of ballast and a 15-second penalty. If that's not getting into the spirit of things, I don't know what is. It's a pay-to-win event, but I'd rather mess with my best friend instead. Oh no, he's away again, that's it. Captain Professional out the window. Prolifically laughing his way through comedy these days. That's what's happening, Daniel. In the silvers, they have prolifically qualified so far, and I do genuinely mean that. There's less than a tenth separating Miro, Vernol, Brosalm and Langenbaum. That's like 1 minute 41.9 for Miro, 1 minute 42.0 for Langenbaum. So less than a tenth separating them. Alta and Matza starting on row number 3 with Stamolier and Kirnos. They're going to be row 4 for the silvers. Daniel Thielen just inside the top 10 is Tesoro, just behind them. Koch is in 11th place. He really needs to make up places. So does Credi as well, down in 13th for the silvers. It's a long journey for him, and he's 1.7 off the pace in quali, so definitely needs to pick that up in the race. We've got Dijkhuizen in 14th, Entius and Posatka starting in on row number 8 for the silvers. And at the moment, the silvers are actually doing okay, Daniel. Once again, they're mixing it up at the front, and we've got Miro and Vernol on row 2 and 3. In fact, the silvers have locked out row 3, and I've got a drivers front and back there. A good group of 4 with something. That's a good time they've put in.
Oh yeah, and that's the nice thing with the silver and gold classes, as you say, mixing it up together. Even though you're a silver class, according to the SimGrid, of course it could be down to maybe you're not having that much time, or maybe having a bit of bad luck, maybe being annoyed and logging off. So that could be that could all be the cause of you being in that silver class. But yeah, it could still be that you're very much up to speed with the gold category, that you actually would belong in gold category even. But yeah, it's there's by no means anyone in the silver category is slower. That's not a given. So it is interesting to see that they're mixing it up.
Yeah, like you say, a lot of the times it can purely be a technicality that they're not a pro. I know, again, you see, I'm in a couple of places. There's a couple of drivers I know, like Aidan Carter. If anybody knows ACC from PlayStation or PC, you'll know the name Aidan Carter, Car Mentalist. He is quick. And yeah, they've got him ranked as a silver or something at the minute, and he is winning pro leagues left, right, and centre. As a silver, just because he's only just switched to PC. He's not done the specified number of races to qualify for the pro rating, so at the minute he's managing to sail under the getting in every place as a silver and absolutely decimating the field. So yeah, as Daniel says, just because they've got a silver, that's purely the SimGrid rating. And yeah, the silvers, they are definitely mixing it. There was only a 10 separate in the top 4 in the silvers, and Luca Prinzi, he's having none of that in the pros. He's got almost 2 tenths separating himself from Chico Linvar. David Hill is in the pits. He's done with qualifying. So is Beasters and Combray. Beasters qualifying ahead of Cambrai, but they will be nose to tail into turn 1 because Alta in the silvers has got himself positioned between the two of them. And I pushed the wrong button, so we were on the wrong camera. There's the actual car there. The Gulf livery is making a comeback these days. Can I ask Daniel and in chat? Hello to everyone in chat, by the way. Fritz Entius, I'm so glad that not only this came up, it was the first question that came up in chat. Can I pay off my 30 kilograms of ballast? Unfortunately, not during this one, I'm afraid. But yeah, Daniel Metz. Oh, Daniel Metz saying hello in the chat as well. Menno saying hi as well. And then, of course, Menno bringing us the updates. Daniel Theotilan, still raising money or for incentives? No incentives this evening. That is purely... Why has that done that again? Technology's got a mind of its own. Yeah, no, that's just a leftover from the weekend's broadcast.
The Streamlabs, I turned the bot off. So,
okay.
So yeah, we did that amount raised. We still have that on purpose because we're really proud of it. We're also still showing the sponsors of last weekend, which, well, it's no problem. I mean, first of all, we still have to give out the prizes. Second of all, we are very, 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 very happy with their support. So yeah, absolutely deserve the attention that they're getting right now.
Yeah, good point. What have I? Oh.
Yeah, and maybe the Make-A-Wish logo we could do without, but because this race is not affiliated with that. But yeah, the other sponsors can definitely stay for another while, and we'll absolutely get back to those prices very soon because we just haven't come around to it yet because we had some old dude called Sinterklaas in the country the last couple of days, so that of course took up some time.
You had... Sorry, wait, what? Santa Claus?
Sinterklaas. No, not Santa Claus. Those are two different.
Oh, okay.
Sinterklaas. I'll tell you all about it.
Yes. Yep, this will be a discussion Daniel and I will be having as we're trying to figure out stream keys in the very near future. All the fun of the fair. Oh, I tell you, it's a beautiful relationship Daniel and I have. We can moan at one another, whinge at one another, sort out technical stuff. It's amazing. It's like a little therapy group. It really is, and it works, I can tell you. Working up at the front, look at Prinzi. He's taking 2 purple sectors and overall pole position. Lindvar in second, Hill in third. Then we've got a quadrilogy. Not even sure that's the correct word to use in this case, but there is 4 silvers separating Patrick Beesters from the rest of the pros at the minute, and there's another silver, Alta there starting in 9th, separating him from his closest championship rival, Joachim Cambrai. Turn 1 is going to be good. Of course, Kyalami turn 1, we didn't actually get an onboard there. I really should have done a quick run of the lap. We'll get plenty of looks at it. I'm sure everyone is more than familiar with Kyalami. Turn 1 here, 5 wide in, 2 wide out if you're lucky. And yeah, we'll see who gets the rub of the green this evening. Matt's just outside the overall top 10. He's got Peters and Windy behind him. Viken, not a great qualifying for the pro there, starting down in 20th position. All 24 drivers setting a time. NTS and Poshatka slightly off their pace at the minute, but I'm sure they'll get back in there quick. But yeah, not too shabby on the old timing there, Daniel. 1 minute 41.3 for Prinzi, and one of the biggest gaps that we've seen up at the front. He's really making a statement in the last round.
Are you still there?
Oh, yes, still here. Hello.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you fell away suddenly.
Oh, okay. Is my audio software running that AI thing again? Bear with me 2 seconds. I might be cutting out. Yep. Yeah, apparently Discord does not. It's not a fan of my Clearcast AI noise cancellation, even though it's SteelSeries that Discord use to make their sound. So, yeah. Complications. What were we talking about? Prinzi. It's a good time. And yeah, one of the biggest gaps up at the front. 1 minute 41.3 and a second separating the top 8. 4 silvers and 4 pros. Making it, in fact, it's 5 of each in the top 10. So, yeah, the ratings can definitely get thrown in the bin. But this is, yeah, around Kyalami, only a second separating the top 9. Promises to be a good one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, as I say, in the silver competition, we have Langenbaan, who's 35 points ahead. Vernol is in second, so those 35 points are, well, where it counts. Still, if Vernol would become second in the Silver Championship, that would be 49 points, I think it is. So I think at this rate, he would actually get the... No, that's not correct, because Langenbaan, of course, will also get points. Let me just get the... 20 seconds. I'm going to set myself up to do some live math during the broadcast, which is a horrible idea.
I'm glad you verbalized that. Yeah, no, you're setting yourself up for a failure.
Absolutely, I'm setting myself up for failure here, but I'm already ever so slightly failing at it. So, but let me just at least try, right? You can at least.
Oh yeah,
try.
You've absolutely got to try, and. Yeah, I'm going to quickly just copy over the sponsors, because you're right, they've disappeared as well, so I'm not sure what's going on technically on my side of things.
Yeah, this looks better. Right? Oh yeah, no, because there's the sponsors again. Yeah, I just sent you 2 sponsors that would have to be removed.
Oh, okay.
So if you can, we can, I think it's fine if we can leave the sponsors from last weekend. That would be excellent for me.
Yeah, or yeah, I can very quick. Oh, yeah, we can do that as well. Yep, we can do that.
You had the other wheel up, so that's fine with me. You can remove the other one.
Perfect. Do that.
Oh yeah, Menno says, can Jento do a last of first? Okay, so he just did he decide to go for the challenge? Yes, he's in the 25th position. So let's see how he does. He has 60 minutes to get to the front of the field, and well, I fully expect him to get in the top 5, honestly. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, beyond that could be a bit of a big ask. It's a solid field that he's making his way through, of course. We've got the popularity ballast as well, based on the number of cars that were chosen, and determine the amount of weight that was added or removed from the cars indeed. So a couple of cars benefiting from less weight as the race goes on. There's going to be a couple that are benefiting from a whole lot. Oh, yeah, we're going to be benefiting from them having a whole lot more. It's going to make it an interesting one over the top of the mine shaft. Of course, the corner that we've just seen them come down has a massive effect on the car when at the top because of the lack of air up there, because of the altitude above sea level here at Kyalami. So the cars with the extra ballast really are going to feel it up and over that hill. And of course we're just going to see a lot of action through sunset as well. And everyone knows that sausage curb on the way out of Cheetah. That's fun as well. Yeah, that is the fun one.
That curb.
Oh, yeah. I've actually hit that curb and been sent straight into the pits, completely out with my control, foot on the brake and everything. And yeah, still managed to end up in the pit lane entrance, which is there on the right-hand side.
Nailed it.
Yeah, style points. Yeah, I meant to do that. I was going for style points. Hopefully none of the drivers going for that particular dismount. We've got Porsche, Audi, McLaren and a Ferrari up the front. Tell me the ballast did not work well. There is the finish line. Here comes the start line. It is green lights, it's foot down, it's flat out, and they're flying into turn 1. And Prinzi is not messing about. He wants a clean run into turn 1. We can see he's got the rest of the field hunting him down like a pack there. They're already 5 wide on the way in to turn number 1 as predicted. Miro looking to get a move on for Knoll, and Langenbaum positioned himself quite well there as well. So too did Alta, but it's going to be 3 wide. You can't go 3 wide up there. Apparently you can. Oh, no, you can't. We've got a McLaren Wayward. Oh, and he's held his brakes well there. A lot of the cars had to take a void in action, and that's phenomenally well done for the mass amounts of the field there. Kurt Peters, the only car down in the opening 3 corners. That is not too shabby. I don't know why this looks really weird on my screen. Hopefully the stream's still running okay at home, but that is Jochen Camry that we're on board with then. 10th position, he finds himself, still got a silver between him, but it is Langenbaum who finds himself up a position at the expense of Alta in the silvers. Prinzi, half a second to the good, will Lienfar following him up the hill. David Hill in third, and then it's Brusalmi leading the way for the silvers. Vernol in second, and Miro now down in third position, so not a great start there for Miro. Langenbaum still looking good there too. There is Simon Stamelier still just outside the top 10, but it's Alta and not one of the pros that he's got ahead of him. Daniel Thielen still running in the lone Bentley in 13th position. Then it is the start of, oh no, it's not the start of the Astons. It's the second silver Aston, sorry. Michael Jeffrey Koch looking to take a position there in the BMW. Still more action down at the bottom of the hill. We've got an Aston Martin off the side of the track as well. Van Thielen has already made it up to 18th position. Oh, and that's a bit of action out of the last corner. Let's see how his lap looked in the opening exchanges. So this is up at the top, heading down into the S's here. So he's already come through sunset. He's up 3 positions at this point. There is another position at the expense of the Mercedes, and I think he takes another 2 positions here as he gets to exit from the mine shaft, which seems even more impressive. Oh, he does. Look at that. It is on the exit. Wow, what a move. He really was not scared to step the back of that Lamborghini out. Has he got the run on the BMW? He absolutely has. He's got the inside line here, but he's going to have the outside line into Ngawi, exactly where he needs it. And Van Thielen, wow, that was all set up at the top of the hill there. beautiful move, and there was a bit of concertina effect. There was the second position. It was the Wayward Aston at the top, at the bottom, before Ngawe. They've all made it past that sausage curb on lap number 1. Oh, and that was maybe a bit sandy there, and it's caused another bit of a concertina effect that's given Van Thielen a whole lot of work to do. He's already up to 14th though. While we were watching the replay, he's made up another 4 positions, and it's going to be another double out with the mineshaft again. Is it this time he's going round the outside, no less. He's chasing the Bentley down the hill. The Bentley will not have the legs for this, and definitely won't have the brakes for this, as we see the Bentley thinking about going defensive, but the Lambo is just going to wait that 2 seconds later, pop the foot on the brakes, rotate the car, leave the Bentley on the outside line. Van Thielen up to 13th position, Daniel. Last to first is looking on, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 12th now. I see Kimos. Ooh, that was really close, because he lost the car there just after Cheetah, and was, well, cars behind him were just able to avoid him, so very good job. I can tell you that I think it was car 27 received a 10-second penalty from the qualifying for impeding car 555. So already starting the race with that. And I was looking at the points as it currently stands. Of course, well, we have Michael Koch as well in the championship, or 4th, I think he is, in the championship standing. But you can see he's a bit further down the field. So he would probably not play a part. Dirk Langenbaan currently in 4th. I think it is. I'm looking at your tiny screen. Let me just see if I can close that, make that a bit bigger. Yeah, so he will get 40 points as it is currently. So he would definitely have a good defense for the first position. Look out for Noel.
Tesoro's lost it. Sorry, but a battle in the silvers there. Tesoro, he was looking a lot quicker than Dykenhausen. And then he hit the curb on the way down into the S's, and he's lost positions. We've had the BMW of Traversa come sailing on through. Tesoro then down another position. Sorry, Daniel, it is absolutely packed right through the field at the minute, much like your mathematical calculations. It is
all over
busy.
the place.
Oh no, I just mean it's going to be busy. It's going to be very busy. These drivers are not going to give you 2 seconds to breathe, I don't think, because Musalmi's just got a phenomenal exit out of the last corner.
Falling out of the field. He just made a small mistake, I think. Yeah, he's spinned around there. Okay. Yeah, but just to really quickly finish off my story about the standings, I think Langenbaan looks extremely well at this point. 4th will give him 40 points. 4th in the silver championship, that is, would give him 40 points. Vernol, his main contender, behind him, currently on a 49-point result, if things would stay like this. So realistically, Langenbaan would have to have a really bad race for him to for this to get away from him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's gone away from Nicola Mazza as well. A drive-through penalty for race control. I'm going to run on the assumption that was a lap 1 contact. So Mazza has got an extra trip into the pits on top of the mandatory. Jentel Van Thielen is already up to 11th position. He might even get a double overtake out of the mineshaft. It would only be the 3rd time in the opening 3 laps. He's got 1 position already. That's Patrick Biester's Lamborghini put firmly in his rear view mirror, and he's coming at the bottom of the mineshaft. He's got Stammelier's Ferrari well and truly within his sights. Given the pace that Van Thielen has shown already, I wouldn't be surprised if this is done on turn number 1. Let's stay on board and watch as he chases him down. Luca Prenzi is just chasing Ghosts up at the front. The rest of the field are chasing Ghosts, trying to catch him. He's got the Porsche fastest lap. Oh, and we've got a run wide ahead. This is going to be an easy couple of positions. That's Alta that's made a bit of a mess in the final corner as penalties come in. Dykenhausen picks up 15 seconds as Van Thielen could be picking up 2 positions. Look, we can see Alta in the back, and he's behind Langenbaan. He's made a mistake at the last corner. He's all over the back of Langenbaan. He definitely seems to have pace as Van Thielen. easy money there for Van Thielen into turn number 1. The Lambo so much more impressive on the brakes than the Ferrari there. That's Van Thielen up to 9th position, and it's going to be another 2 easy positions here as the 2 drivers ahead are battling, Alten and Langenbahn. Langenbahn at the minute as as Daniel was saying. He's got enough points in 4th place. I'm sure he'll actually be slightly grateful for the attentions of Van Thielen at the minute. Van Thielen really keeping the Aston Martin very well occupied. And that is, for some reason, running unbelievably slow. Hopefully the stream's running okay for everyone. I'm just going to move that over and see if that makes a difference. And it does. Oh, into the mine shaft again. He is absolutely loving this corner, although the Aston Martin not putting up much of a defence there. But Van Thielen, he is on fire at the minute, Daniel. Prinzi's lapping quicker than he is technically, but Van Thielen is putting in these laps almost as quick as Prinzi, while getting an average of 2 positions per lap. That's quite the rate he's munching through the field.
Yeah, it's quite amazing because we haven't even done 10 minutes in this race, so he's already very much made his way up in the top 10. And yeah, as you say, still not there's no end in sight for his overtaking so far. So very nice job. Looking at the penalties, 777. Sorry, that's 333. I should just say got a drive-through. That was a crash in the first lap. And there's also 35, which dives on car number 9, which then loses multiple positions. So 35, that would be Dijkhuizen. So,
yes, it is in the Mercedes, yep. And yeah, Joachim Cambry's picked up a stop-go 10-second penalty.
Yeah, so that was for impeding during the... was it Cambrai?
That's just popped up.
Ah, okay. Then we'll see confirmation of that. Because, yeah, it was Jonas Winde who got the 10 seconds during qualifying for impeding. So let's see what's up.
We will indeed. Nope, that's audio, that's video. Yeah, the problems continue. So yeah, my apologies if the stream is running a bit framey at the minute. Yeah, it's a problem that a few people are having on ACC on YouTube at the moment. There's an encoder setting that's slightly out of kilter. Hopefully you're still able to keep up with the action smoothly. As we see an Audi there. Is that Prasalmi really carrying all that damage? Wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That is not aerodynamically sound, and it's given David Hill an easy position there. Vernol in the silvers finds himself up into 3rd place overall. That's Hill now 4th overall for the Amigos racing team, and he's got a Ferrari though. That's Miro who's making up positions as well. Miro going for a big send into turn number 1. Oh, and there's a bit of contact. They've not made it past the Audi yet, but they've just made contact with each other, chasing the damaged Audi. So Langenbahn, he's being chased down by Van Thielen. He'll be looking for another 2 overtakes on this lap, I'm sure, just to keep it consistent. Why on earth not? He's actually that quick. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually managed to lap himself somehow. I think we might need to get his car checked for a flux capacitor. Hopefully there's people old enough to remember that.
I'm just sheepishly laughing at, but of course, yeah, that's outside of my referential scope as well. So.
Oh, Back to the Future. It's a Back to the Future.
Ah, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Doc Emmett Brown at the flux
I was playing
capacitor,
with blocks when that was.
Yeah. I was being called a blockhead at that point in time. So yeah, fun times. We've still got, look at Prinzi leading the way. He's now got 4.3 seconds over Chico Lindvar. I never did get the question actually. Did anyone in the chat, or even did Daniel, the next time I'll let him jump in and speak, because I'm getting a bit enthusiastic about this at Kyalami tonight. The Gulf livery is making a massive comeback these days.
It's funny that you say that, because I I use it as well on the Ferrari.
Ah, okay.
It's just a good looking livery. It's really a classic, isn't it? So that's the reason I use it. But I don't know if there's a Golf sponsorship. There isn't for me, certainly not. but
Not yet. But all the racing you'll be doing next season, Daniel, I'm looking forward to it. That's next on the horizon.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Van Velen's just picked up a drive-through penalty. I think that might have been, if I was a guessing man, I would say it was for the contact out of the last corner with the other Lamborghini. It might be for track limits. Again, it's one of the great things about being a commentator, not a steward. You get to be Swiss. And just not have... Yep, from Switzerland.
Drive through to car number 14 for avoidable contact. 14 dives and hits 27, causing 27 to spin. And I'll see if I can get a replay of that, because that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be last corner, lap 3 or 4. You will find that one. Yep, Jonas Windy was on. Oh, wow, what has happened there? That was very strange.
Jonas, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll jump on board and see what happened there. I don't know if the Mercedes, did the Mercedes brake early, or did the Lamborghini just brake really late? He might be carrying a bit of damage, as we just heard. Another driver has received a penalty for making contact. He needs to brake on the 50.
Yeah, did you see that?
Way too quick. Way too quick. No way you're getting around the corner at that speed.
Did you see the? Did you see that incident with Jentel? Because I have a replay, but we already saw it on screen. Then.
Yeah, no. If you want to show the replay, go for it.
Oh yeah, let's go for it. So it's on screen now. So there's Jentel on the inside, and yeah, just pushes him aside. So that's frowned upon.
Most
not the way
definitely.
to pass.
Yeah, the very definition of avoidable contact. I'm just quickly everything has decided to have a day off, and that won't let me resize, so we'll leave that one alone. Excellent. We'll just go back to that screen. Perfect. Right, let's have a look and see. Yeah, Luca Prinzi is still leading the way, but it is the Lindvar in second, Vernol in third. Brusalmi is still hanging on to fourth place overall, second in the silvers, despite the damage that he's carrying on that Audi. Miro has gotten himself ahead of David Hill as well. David Hill now being hunted down by Langenbaum. Van Veelen has been gifted a penalty, so he's gone from 25th to 8th, and he's now dropped back down to 12th. He's already overtaken a couple of these drivers. Good start as well for Daniel Thielen, dropping down, or qualifying fairly well down the order, but with all the movers and shakers and penalties being handed out through the field, he finds himself back up to 10th place. Stamolier is ahead of him. Alto had a couple of off-track excursions. He's now dropped a bit back since getting overtaken by Van Veelen. Hasn't been able to catch back up to Langenbaum, but could be doing so pretty soon. And in fact, Langenbaum is ahead of Hill as they cross the line. So Langenbaum has put David Hill behind them. So Hill is losing a bit of pace as well, actually, in the McLaren. He definitely seems to be dropping down the order at the minute. Miro is keeping Brusalmi very much aware of his presence. Luca Prinzi completely unaware of anyone else's presence at the minute. We've seen a couple of cars come in and out of the pits. Michael Jeffrey Koch and Patrick Biesters both taking their pit stops early, but it's brought them out in traffic, and that is some heavy traffic. They're going to make their way through there. Patrick Biester, oh my apologies, sorry Patrick. Doesn't have any traffic ahead, but he does have the race leader closing behind, so that might be a very good pit stop. Certainly weather-wise, are we already 15 minutes into this race? Wow. Yep. 28 degrees, absolutely no cloud cover whatsoever, and so we won't be seeing any rain tonight, which is absolutely fine with me for once, because yeah, it means I still won't have to eat a steel toe cup watch you. So so thank you.
It was this race, right? Where you
No. There will be no bus throwing here, young man. No, that was most definitely for the 24-hour race, I can assure you. But yeah, that boot was looming large when I woke up the next morning, I can tell you.
Oh yeah, it was last 4 hours were got you off the hook there, but
oh, they really did get me off the hook as well. When the rain came, the rain came.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have to say I didn't get much of the action in the last 4 hours. I was mainly looking at the number, but just trying to well wish that number to race and race, and it did. So very nice there. Yeah, we saw Miro in Brosanda. Miro was really temporarily he passed Brosanda, but now the order has returned to the way it was. Looking at the standing still for Norma, of course, having 55 points in the silver class. But since Langenbaan still has 40 points as it currently is, he would be safe for that first position. And also looking at the gold championship, again, that was for the silver championship. Looking at the gold championship, Princi currently has he has 150 points, or Jentel has 218. So if it would remain like this, that would still not be enough for the championship. Jentel, or let's see, David Hill is currently in 7th. That will be third in the gold championship. So that would give him, let's really quickly see, that would give him 44 points. So again, since Jentel is already, or let's see, because of course he had that little drive-through, so he's currently in 12th, which would make him 5th in the gold standings. So, but because of a lot of people have already signed out of the gold championship, unfortunately, so I'm guessing that Jentel basically just has to finish the race, get a couple of points, and he's only let me really quickly count that. 50. Oh yeah, actually he's 53 points ahead of David Hill, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, he's 53 points ahead of David Hill, so basically just has to finish the race, I think.
Yep,
to get the gold championship. And as we say that, Jentel just overtook Fagan for P11. And already close behind Daniel Thiele.
Yeah, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:42.0. So yeah, he is not slowed down any since that drive-through. He's got a mandatory pit stop to take as well. Langenbaan certainly looking good in his class. He had the solid attentions of another silver driver for quite some time. He's now caught up to Miro and Brisalmi ahead, and I have to say, Brisalmi, for carrying that damage, is doing an absolutely incredible job of defending from the Ferrari behind. So much so, it's now brought Langenbaan right into it. So the Ferrari is about to lose a position then. Or is he? Yes, he is. Langenbaan, very nicely done on the brakes at the bottom of the hill there. And I tell you, Miro, I don't think he'll be sending Christmas cards to Brisalmi anytime soon. But he has managed to defend, and there's nothing being aggressive. He's not been crazy. He's just positioned the car where he needs to position it to keep the position. It's a whole lot of positions, and he's held on to his. And what it's done is thrown Miro to the wolves in the form of Langenbaan, and Langenbaan has said thank you very much. And now Miro is going for a look into turn 1 on Brisalmi, not doing. And he almost moved back into the line there. It was almost a bit of contact there for David Hill. They avoided that though. I think I just saw a penalty pop up at the bottom of the screen, and all the excitement there. Was that Lucas Pisatka picking up a 10-second, and Michael Jeffrey Koch there getting a drive-through?
Ooh. I see 2 racing incidents and a 10-second time penalty for car 21 for avoidable contact. So 21, would that be Michael Koch?
No, it's not. That's
Pisatsko,
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So 10-second penalty being picked up there. That's going to make that one interesting. He's got Cambrai hunting him down into turn 1 as is. Given the pace between these two in quali, I don't think it's going to be long before Cambrai gets the overtake done. Up in the top 10 though, still very much David Hill, Miro, Langenbaan and Brisalmi that we're going to keep an eye on. Brisalmi still in 4th position. Can he fend off fellow Audi driving silver Langenbaan, who's hunting him down? Langenbaan though, he has got Miro behind him. Miro's going to be going quicker along the start-finish straight, being the third driver in that equation. Look at Prinzi. Oh, and the Audi's made a bit of a pig's ear of that. He's got a bit too close there in the braking zone, and it's going to let Brasalmi break away ever so slightly, and that could bring Miro popping out. Where will he go? Inside, outside, into turn number 1. We're going to see how late Langenbaum can leave the defence. Oh, and in fact, the Audi's left the Ferrari stand, and Brasalmi has opened up the corner, and he's letting the Audi through. Well, there you go then. Yep, Brassal made the side out. He didn't need the heat from Langenbaum behind. So after defending wholeheartedly against Miro for quite a few laps, the Audi of Langenbaum is now up to 4th place overall, 2nd in the Silvers. Miro is now chasing Brasalmi once again, while David Hill still watches that whole battle unfold. Kiernos there in 16th. We've got an ooh from Daniel there as well. What was it you were...
I was looking at the replay of Michael Koch, of course, getting it right through. The thing is, well, I can show the replay if you can.
Yeah, we can do that. Apologies for the surround. We do have the yeah. There we go. The screen's got a bit weird, but there is the replay there.
If you're ready for it. Well,
for it, yep.
That's Michael backing up into. Was trying to get off the racing line, but of course, yeah. People were still, well, they were also avoiding him, trying to avoid him. Of course, you have to stay predictable.
You have to hold your brakes in that situation, is the bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold your brakes till everyone's gone past.
It's something that I unfortunately see often, that people, well, they try to get off the racing line, which in itself sounds very commendable.
What's going on there?
Ooh. Is that Cambrai?
Yeah, I think it was. I'd seen Comray's car come in there, but he was 3 positions down on Kiernos, so I think there's something that happened up ahead with Kiernos. He was looking very close to Tesora as well, but into Sunset. Ooh, side by side into Sunset. That's fun. In fact, he's still watching this one. It's the 2 cars ahead. It's Tesora, I think, is about to get caught up. Oh, and I breathed in heavily there. I genuinely expected a big contact. Oh, and the Aston Martin's lost the back, so the Ferrari's got the run. And in the background there, what is going on with the Lambo? They're about to make straight contact on a straight. That wouldn't have been fun. Down through the S's, though. The Aston Martin, Tesoro is certainly getting found wanting for pace on the corner exits, it has to be said. That's a bit far back, Mr. Ferrari driver. Yes, it was. And... yeah, Karma's decided to spin the Ferrari as well. Both drivers synchronised rotation there to get themselves back on the line. But yeah, that was, I think we could call that a bit, yeah, it was a bit keen there by the Ferrari, it's safe to say, Daniel.
Yeah, maybe so. Let's see how, because have race control already decided on that?
No, that was live. We just jumped to that live, so they'll literally just have seen that.
I was also looking at the replay, so yeah, might have been a bit optimistic there. But let's see what race control says of it.
Brasalmi in the pits. I was about to say we'll get back to this battle up at the top. And Park and Brasalmi does come in to take the pit. Wow, we're almost halfway into that. This hasn't been going 30 minutes. Oh, these races are amazing. Too much action. Oh, no such thing as too much action. Plenty of action to keep us amused.
That's the thing, of course, with if you've just done a 24-hour race, you suddenly this is all going so quick. It really messes your brain up.
True, yeah. Yeah, because not going to lie, when it gets to hour 17, it does start. You do start to think to yourself, "Yep, okay, we've been going a while now." But yeah, we're flying through this one. Van Thielen not so much flying through the field at the minute. He is back up to 9th position, and I do feel that the drivers ahead are, at this point, for want of a better term, lambs to the slaughter. They've been so intensely invested in the battle that they're having themselves that Jentel Van Thielen, he's playing the Jaws theme. He's got a massive fin on the top of that car, and he is coming to take positions. He's going to have to retake them again because of his mandatory pit stop. So yeah, if anyone's looking for an award for most overtakes of the season. I think Van Thielen could seal that tonight, and the overall championship, just to put a marker down as to how much talent he's got behind the wheel of the Lambo. 9th place at the minute, still holder of the fastest lap. The fastest lap at the minute, which is less than half a tenth quicker than Prinzy's fastest lap. So the two of them very evenly matched for pace. Can Van Thielen get the race win? That might be a big ask given Prinzy's matching them for pace. Can he get second? Well, yeah, but hate to be Chico Leanvar right now, that's for sure. Vernol in 3rd place, Langenbaum in 4th. We've got more cars coming in the pits. That's Miro and Vichen coming into the pits, and we've got more penalties coming in, Daniel. That's car 27, so the Lambo that took contact from Van Thielen, we then saw it make contact and got a drive-through. He's coming for his mandatory, which means he's going to have to come back out and then come straight back in for the drive-through.
Yeah, and I was also looking at car 180, which is Jochen Cambrai, I think, and he got a 5-second penalty for a small contact with 797, which I don't think was the incident we just saw, but it was in the same corner. But yeah, let's see, because I think the 797 car was involved with that. Just looking at the replay there. Yeah, so that's the same Ferrari involved, but he will himself get a penalty against him. So that is the 797 car. But the 797 car was also involved with a very light contact with Jochen Cambrai. Where Jochen Cambrai, well, basically spun him around, but he was able to continue. So not too bad there. But also seeing that race control is about to come up with another decision, so stay tuned.
Oh, the stewards are working their pencils, will definitely be getting sharpened multiple times this evening. The drivers keeping them on their toes for the final round. Van Thielen, would you believe me if I said he got an overtake on that last lap? He has, in fact, he's already got it done there. So again, the top of the mine shaft, we'll get to the bottom of the mine shaft and he's got the overtake done. He really does like the top of that hill. Really does like the top of that hill, which is incredible because, like I say, the air is thinnest and it is genuinely thinner. This is a full simulation, and the air at the top, at the highest point of this track, is much thinner than it is down at the bottom because this track is naturally so high above sea level anyway. So that Lambo, he really has got it absolutely dialed in, finding the power and the rotation on the brakes. Hoyt Alta in the Aston Martin. It's been a bit of an up and down race and it's trending upwards at the minute. It could be at the expense of David Hill, who himself has dropped a couple of positions in the opening exchanges. There's Camry coming into pits. So it now leaves the Pro and the Silver to battle out for 5th overall, although Alta, I doubt he's going to do anything crazy at this stage. He had a couple of close quarter contacts in the opening stages. He's on the podiums in the Silvers. This is definitely the time to bring it home rather than be brave and go for overall position when there's silver standings available, especially with drivers like Thielen, Matt's behind him, Entes as well, Dijkhuizen, Michael Jeffrey Koch as well, down at 22nd overall. So there's going to be big changes in the silver standings, and a podium for Alta could be exactly what he needs as he comes into the pits and follows Dirk Langenbaum in. Oh, and Alexander Credy. He's had a penalty and he's been given a stop-go 30-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, taking his mandatory. So that is a painful one for Credy. Jonas Windy still in the pits and still stationary.
Yeah, so Windy actually had a drive-through, so maybe he's had enough.
Quite possible, yeah.
Or is that his? Because he also had that 10-second penalty during the qualifying. So maybe let's see how long he is already stationary now. Yeah, it looks like he is already 5 minutes into the pit. So it's
yeah,
probably the end of the race. The end of the race for him. So.
In the pros as well, that's going to change up some of the standings as well. So make sure you get onto the SimGrid page for DC-SimRacing. Thank you to anyone subscribing to the YouTube. Put that little thumbs up on the stream. You know how much it is appreciated. And of course you can get all the standings. Just in case there is any penalties that carry over. Anyone of course that receives a time penalty now, that'll be added to the result at the end of the race. But definitely positions up for grabs. And I think Beasters has just got a move done there on Peters. Yes, he has. He's left him absolutely standing out of that last corner there. Patrick up to 16th position. There's Cruddy coming in for the stop-go 30-second penalty. We've got 17 minutes left of the pit window. The only driver from really... Oh no, Miro and Brasalmi, sorry. They're both... were up near the front of their respective groups as well. Brasalmi with the freshly repaired Audi. He's got Miro ahead of. Oh, we've got a big O there from Daniel.
15-second replay on my screen. There's Faken and Alta pedaling it out. But, Faken just loses it. I don't think there was actually contact there, but he does spin out. He's back on his way, and I think even in the same position. So, yeah, a little spin there by Faken. And Bijsters has been able to pass him. So, Faken out back into the 16th position. End of ooh.
End of ooh. But yeah, no, good replay there. So yeah, we're going to have oohs and ahs all the way to the end of this race. There is Cruddy coming back at... Oh wow, Cruddy, that is quite the exit there. Flies out with the pits after the stop-go 30-second penalty, and almost, I mean, Tim Miro, yeah, a lot of his muscle tension was checked there. He's definitely done a whole lot of clenching there. Van Thielen, while the pit stops are happening, he's got himself up to 5th position and 3/10 off the back. No, he's not. At the bottom of the mine shaft, it is another overtake for Jentel Van Thielen. This time it is David Hill. David is a wily campaigner himself. He knows fine well if the driver with the purple moniker next to their name cruises up behind you, let them cruise on past. You're probably in a different race, and Hill looking to potentially hang on. Well, he will be looking good for a top 5 position, certainly in the pros. 4th position definitely on the cards. And depending on what goes on ahead, he might still be in the hunt for a podium. He's got Van Thielen in his sights. If he can hang on to a bit of slipstream and follow him. We've got Stamelier coming in to the pits. Still got 14 minutes left of the pit window. The track conditions have stayed exactly static. No change whatsoever. Optimum 28 degrees. So not the perfect track temperature the drivers would be hoping for, but certainly 28 degrees, not too bad at all. So they will be able to get a decent opening stint, and it certainly looks that way. Look at Prinzi, he of little camera time because he has been so far up at the front. So apologies, Luca, having an absolute worldie of a drive, but Van Thielen overshining everyone in the standings and doing so in the race as well with a confirmed 47 overtakes so far. He's got a few more to make.
Oh yeah.
When he comes back out of the pits, he's not messing about. But yeah, while we're waxing lyrical about Jentel Van Thielen, Daniel, we should be heaping praise on Luca Prinzi. He's dealt with traffic, the conditions absolutely beautiful. He's got his head down and he's putting in some disgustingly consistent laps. I mean, there's barely more than 6/10 separating his slowest and fastest lap at the minute. He's killing it in that Porsche just now.
Oh yeah, he is absolutely having a brilliant race. So yeah, that's of course the unfortunate thing is, say if you drive in that first position, then of course you don't always get the airtime that you deserve. But yeah, well, ask Max Verstappen. I'm guessing he knows how that feels. But I'm guessing Max Verstappen doesn't really care a lot about it. But of course, since this is our hobby, we actually we do enjoy that a lot more. But there you go. Also looking at so Fernol is still in the 3rd position now. Of course, he still has to come in, right?
Yes, he does. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Say 30 minutes still.
Van Thielen, Hill.
Yeah. So there's still a lot of pit stops to go. Of course, Langenbaan having already come in. We're gonna have to see where they come out, or where Fernot comes out, I should say, after his pit stop. Because, well, as I say, I think Langenbaan basically, and same goes of course for Jentel van Tiele, but basically they just have to finish their races in their current position. Yeah, they should get plenty of points, especially Jentel van Tiele, of course, already in 4th position. I don't want to, well, he's already getting so much praise, but yeah, wow, back in the top 5, even after a drive-through penalty, so not doing too bad.
Yeah, not doing too bad at all. We'll just have a little livery focus there. I spotted the massive DC-SimRacing badge on the side of NTS's McLaren. That does look good. And strangely, 3cam is running better than Helicam. Yeah, ACC is broke.
Yeah, I think it does look. I'm looking at the stream as well, and I think it does look. It does look fine there, but in Discord it's somehow stuttering a lot. So I'm not sure why, but
it's technology, Daniel.
Oh yeah,
one of those things. Yeah, obviously you don't change anything at all, so the next time you switch on your PC, everything's changed. Because why wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Someone needed to fix something that wasn't broken. So.
Yeah, so yeah, justify their paycheck. So, did I say that out loud? No, definitely. Yeah, there was definitely a problem that they found and fixed. Yeah, 100%. Kurt Peters, he's looking to take himself a position now that we're into, well, pretty much the closing stages. We are 40 minutes into this race. We've got 10 minutes left of the pit window. And Viking is 3.6 seconds down, but he's got Peters certainly just out the pits. The Apex Lovers Motorsport car running very quickly. Windy still in the pits. Alex Cruddy back out in 23rd position after a stop with 32nd. Francesco Tesoro no longer in the race. That's himself and Jonas Windy. Not going to make it to the finish line. Look at Prinzi is looking to be the first driver to the finish line. He's got 13.7 seconds over Chico Lentvar at the moment, and look at Vernol still leading the way in the silvers. It's then Van Thielen back up to 4th place. He's still got his mandatory pit stop to take along with David Hill, Daniel Thielen and Traversa.
Now Faken just returned to pit. Just not sure why. Let me see if I can get a little replay there. Oh yeah, he just spun out.
Ow.
And that's return to pit. So probably had enough, because he's also he's out of the server now. So
that is a big contact.
Unfortunate.
It is. Yeah, as a Ferrari driver, I know exactly how difficult that exit curve is there from turn 4.
Well, something I also heard Tim Troquet say, who also drives the Ferrari in our KNAF competition, and he says that there's, well, I think he describes it as, well, basically when he throttles, he pushes the throttle, then it takes a while for things to respond. So I would say there's a bit of lag there. Maybe, that also, especially a bit later on in the race. I'm not sure if Fake already had done his pit stop, as I see. Oh, David Hill, I think, is involved there.
Oh, yeah, was that Langenbaan?
Langenbaan is still...
was it Posatka? I think it was. I'm going to be brave here. I think it was Posatka.
Oh, I think it was Winday, actually. Let me see if I can get a replay.
Yeah, now there's a damaged Audi ahead. Is Brisalmi carrying damage again?
Okay, here we have 21 and 12. Oh. So 21 is Pochotko.
Yeah.
And Winday is
12, Stamelier.
Stamelier, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was that contact there. But it was Pochotko that was spun there. And then Stamelier just... could not avoid him, because Pochotko did not hold his brakes. So and was apparently not looking at his relative. So
or his radar, or any of the other multitude of
yeah,
indicators that are on the screen. Brisalmi's carrying damage again. Is this some kind of graphical glitch, or has Brisalmi had another incident, Daniel? I'm not 100% sure. His lap times would indicate he is down on pace as well, and he has lost a hatful of time to Miro ahead. But as we can see, that's not a happy Audi once
let me
again. So
see if I can get a couple of replays here. Let's see why that happened. I do have an overtake of the 268 car, but that's without contact, so that looked absolutely fine. And it doesn't look well. He was involved with 555. Is that? Let's see, 555. That's also. Oh, that's David Hill, right? Was that? That wasn't that bad, was it? No, I think that was also just very slight contact, so I'm not sure what.
yeah,
what's
there's
going on
any
there.
damage on his car there. Yeah, that is a strange one then. That'll be with the Audi once again carrying a whole lot of damage. Oh, and race control. They've sharpened that pencil. Pusatski's just picked himself up a stop-go 32nd for causing contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we suspected, and that's him already in the pits to serve that. Where we're going to see the race leaders coming very soon. There's only 6 minutes left of the pit window as Prinzi and Lindvar still leading the way. Lindvar's actually stopped the rot ever so slightly. The gap is sitting at a steady 13 seconds, so he's done not too bad in the last 15 minutes to stop Prinzi completely running away with it, but he is fairly stamping his authority on the race. So too Jentel van Thielen. Look at Vernol still leading the way in the silvers. Daniel Thielen on track second, with Traversa in third, but these two still to take their pit stop. We do think that Langenbaum is looking good for second, with Miro in third. Brisalmi, can he hang on to fifth place? Daniel Thielen will be hoping not. Given that damage that Brisalmi's got, it's going to be a grandstand finish between those two. We'll see what happens when Thielen and Traversa both come out of the pits. Let's see if Prinzi decides to make his way in. He's got 5 minutes left, so he can still stay out for another 2 laps.
Oh, Bijster's overtaking Mazza.
Nice.
Looked like Mazza was just basically moving out of the way, but I'm not sure why that happened. Let me just do a replay. Oh yeah, there you see Mazza, I think, just loses it also driving a Ferrari, so maybe that's something that you just described there in that corner, John.
Same corner.
Yeah, same corner. So it looks like Mazza just loses it there. So Bijsters is able to overtake him there. We see Thiele coming in, Traversa coming in. So they doing their pit stop finally. Still 4 minutes and 18 seconds left of the pit window.
Indeed, yeah. Brisalmi coming round the last corner. Thielen and Traversa have both been released. And Thielen in pit box number 1. He is behind Brisalmi though, but for how long? Given the damage that Brisalmi seems to be carrying. We can see over his spoiler there is Thielen coming out of the pits with Traversa directly behind them. Oh, they are going to be chasing this one down. Thielen, as we can see, they're 9th place overall. The timing tower will change very shortly. There is Lindvar coming in to take his pit stop. Vernol is staying out for another lap with 3.5 minutes left of the pit window. It really is going for a long stint. The track temperature has actually found another degree since we started. That's us up to 29, so not a massively detrimental change, but going away from the driver's favour. But it's been pretty steady so far, so a good day for driving. Lindvar in and out of the pits very quickly. Langenbaum is a fair bit behind actually, so these drivers have dropped off. Oh, and we've got a yellow flag on the start-finish there. It's NTS. He's just pulled over to the side there. Let's have a look. That is Van Thielen behind him.
Ah, okay.
Everything just died. He just...
Oh, actually, he's actually driving again, it seems.
Yeah, he was on. The car was on his nose for a second there.
Yeah. So maybe a bit of connection issues.
Yeah, a bit of
but
connection lag or something. That's yeah, but he is driving again. He does have a bit of damage on the front of the car, so it looks like there was some kind of contact. He didn't look like he hit the wall. He just looked like he was doing an endo on a motorbike.
It's also really slow. It looks like he's not on his full race tempo, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, a bit of a mystery there for the McLaren. Luca Prinzi comes in to the pits. Less than 2 minutes left of the pit window. How quick? That is how you win races.
Yeah, and there's Vernol also coming in, and of course Jentel then also coming in. There you go.
Up to third place for Van Thielen. David Hill will surely follow in as well, throwing his way through cheating there. No, Hill stayed out.
He'll stay out with 1.5 minutes left. Okay,
that's a mistake.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh no, 100% it is. He's not doing a lap out here in 1 minute. Oh well, it's a. Oh well, actually, yeah.
It
so
could. Yeah, he could. It will be incredibly tight, but.
I mean, that's.
Don't think that's even possible. Well, let's just look what happens. But I think you're right. I think that's a mistake. But.
Yeah, it will be close. I mean, it doesn't take 12 seconds to get around the last corner, so... Or does it? We'll find out in about 1 minute and 27 seconds time. David Hill has stayed out. Lienvaar and Vernol both in and out of the pits. Look at Prinzi, there he is. Retaking the lead of the race, of course. Credi with another 5-second penalty. It's been a painful race for Credi so far. And that's another 5 seconds that'll get added at the end. Stanley are looking to get back in the top 10 in the closing stages, and in fact...
What's going on?
Everything okay?
Hill just spun out. Will return now. Let me do a replay. 15 seconds. So he just went on there. And is able to keep it out of the wall pretty much. Well, since he does continue, of course, well, as we just discussed, even if there was any mathematical chance of him getting into the pit in time, then that will definitely be not possible anymore. So that's, the end of the race for David Hill.
Yeah, that was a big gamble. It's not paid off.
No. And that's, of course, always the risk when you... go on, of course. Well, now he just decides to, might as well just finish the race without a pit stop. Why not? Get a bit of track time.
Let's just have a look and see. Yeah, so it's not like he was getting incorrect information on his HUD. Pit window's closed, so Hill will get himself a penalty, so yeah, he's just as well to stay out and take the pit stop as late as possible.
Menno says, I think he tried to cut the track, now he was short of time, knowing he was short of time. Could be, because, yeah, that's well, at least you then have a chance. So yeah, I could understand that. But as we saw, it failed, unfortunately.
It has indeed.
But I'm definitely a fan of the. I mean, if you're gonna lose everything anyway, you might as well give it a chance, right? It's.
Damage limitation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what we're looking for there. So yeah, definitely a bit of damage limitation going on. Let's see what happens up the front. Van Thielen is 4.5 seconds behind Vernol. David Hill is ahead. Van Thielen has got the fastest lap of the race, and he has improved it slightly with it down to 1:42.015. Not quite in the 41s as yet. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that reached and breached. Look at Prinzi. He's got the job done through the pits. We're 30 laps into this one. It is the final round of the DC-SimRacing GT3 World Sprint Series. What a series it's been as well. Some incredible tracks, some incredible champions are going to be crowned after this one. Look at Vernol. Is looking good for the silver win and potentially taking a position from David Hill as well. We've already seen him get the overtake done on David so far in the race in the opening few laps. It looks like we could see it again in the closing few laps. We've also got Peters looking to get ahead of Matza, and this could be Van Thielen's happy hunting ground. Oh, not quite close enough there in the mine shaft, but there Matza again. The corner exits in that Ferrari can definitely be a bit sketchy. Not quite the same as Forest Elbow at the bottom of Bathurst Mountain, but certainly at the bottom of this mountain in a couple of corners. Turn 4 we've seen already Barbecue. A bit of a killer for the Ferraris. Peter's almost fallen foul at the bottom of the mine. Sorry, Matt's almost fallen foul of the bottom of the mine shaft there, but did survive. David Hill is still surviving out on track. Is he even going to bother to come in for a pit? If you're going to take a massive penalty, then yeah, might as well stay. So if you're going to get a penalty, might as well make it worth it.
Oh yeah,
looks like the
just stay out on track. Maybe have a battle with Hill. Sorry, Vernol. Yeah, why not? But Vernol is not going to take any risk. I mean, he's with the current standings again. Langebaan is behind him in the silver. Well, in front of him in the silver championship, but on track he's behind him. So well, Vernol is not getting any higher in the championship as it is. So yeah, not gonna do anything silly.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, if David Hill keeps taking the last corner like that, Vernol's going to be gifted the position. He's not going to have to do anything silly. It's going to be handed to him on a silver platter. But as you say, Vernol, he's on his way for a race win here in the silvers. He's definitely not going to do anything silly. Let's just have a look at the two McLarens as they come into the final corner. Oh yeah, in the back of the McLaren really trying to step out of one's arm. So he just went with it, let the tyres find their grip and got the exit. And it is Vernol round the outside into Sunset. Hill's going to try and hang in there on the inside line. He really is going to try and hang in there. He used the curb for the extra rotation as Vernol is going to go round the outside. He's got the inside for turn number 6. Beautiful amounts of room left by both drivers there. Hill on the outside, clearly not going to get as much acceleration with a lot less grip out on the AstroTurf, and that is Vernol, Daniel, pulling off a very, very, very well crafted overtake through a difficult corner. Sunset's no mean place to get it done.
Yeah, but he's still looking. So now on the outside. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not over yet, and even though David Hill will get a penalty, of course, after the race. But yeah, still looking for those battles on track. So that's something that I always enjoy to see.
Yep, and we're going to see more, Daniel. So yes, your prayers have been answered because Jentel Van Thielen, could he go from last to first? Could go from last to the overall podium. I mean, so this is the position he's in. If he gets to overtake on David Hill, which he's theoretically going to get anyway because of the time, but if he does do it on track, he'll get the gold podium, and if he gets Vernol as well, he'll get the overall podium, which is not bad running from 25th position. Drive-through penalty and a mandatory pit stop have not quelled Van Thielen's desires to bring home the race win, and that Lamborghini is absolutely dialed in through turn number 4. No Ferraris through Barbecue this time, so they'll all make it through expertly, of course. Nobody into the left-hand wall, no side-by-side into Sunset on this go-around. Although Van Thielen, did you see that extra bit of steering input there?
Yeah.
That was they're so close to the edge, these drivers, to extract as much time as they can. I'm really almost swallowing my words sometimes. How does he get the car so far onto the entrance curve down through the S's? This is the happiest of hunting grounds for the Lamborghini. He's a bit far back this time, but he can certainly put himself right in the hunt for turn number 1 if he gets another exit here like he's had so far in the race. And in fact, it's a good exit by David Hill as well. It's still Vernol leading these 3 drivers, with Prinzi still leading the race. He's got that gap up to 19 seconds now. So phenomenal. And again, the consistency. Oh, and there we go, the bottom of the mine shaft. It is Van Thielen there. Very little defence put up from David Hill, and that is Van Thielen on the podium in the golds. This is why he is runaway leader in the overalls and in the gold category. What a season and what a drive he's had to cap that off. Went for a last to first, as I say, picked up a penalty, so he's had a drive through, and he's now back up to overall 4th and on the podium. Will we see Vernol put up a lot of defence? I seriously doubt it. I think Daniel's in agreement with me on that one there. We've said he's on Vernol, not going to do anything crazy to bring home the silver win, so it does look like Van Thielen will get himself back on the podium. 2 minutes to go, Daniel. That's quite the race Van Thielen's had, and the season. I mean, this is a decent grid that he's up against here. He's looked good all season.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought from the start of the season that Princey was going to, basically drive off in the sunset with the championship. But Jentel van Thielen absolutely took it upon himself and really took the initiative, and well deserved. So and I think this drive really shows that again, that he's absolutely dominating this. So of course, Princey, having a fantastic race this time, but Jentel very much in charge this season.
Yeah, it definitely is. There's confirmation then, while all that's been going on, Luca Prinzi has crossed the start-finish line for the penultimate time. It is the final lap for the Porsche driver. He is less than half a tenth off the fastest lap of the race. He's got a 20-second lead up at the front. Absolute dominance out on track in this one. He took pole position in qualifying as well. Still a battle going on behind though. Hopefully, we will catch Prinzi crossing the line. He says hopefully, but we might still see battles going on into turn number 1. Owen Vernol is going defensive. Vernol's gone defensive. Van Thielen's almost turned him. He straightened him back up again. There's another 15-second penalty come in. And as I was saying, jump onto the SimGrid page if you want to see what the final standings are, because we now have absolutely no idea.
No.
That time penalty there, that's the cat amongst the pigeons, because Hill's going to get a penalty, but Van Thielen's likely to get a penalty there too. Or will Vernol get a penalty for closing the door? Again, I'm from Switzerland. I'll let the stewards figure that out. David Hill all over the back. He is going to get a big penalty, but this does mean that battle does look like it's been put to bed, and it is Luca Prinzi coming through Sector 3 for the final time of Askin. He'll make his way past the infamous Cheetah Curb and down into Ngawe. 35 laps of sheer perfection from the Porsche driver. Prinzi will cross the line and take the checkered flag. What a season he's had. What a drive he's had here. Won't bring him home the championship, but certainly lays down a marker for next season. Look at Prinzi. Big flashes of the headlights there. And Chico Lienfar. Let's not look past what Chico's done as well. He's done exactly what Prinzi's done, just not quite as quickly. He's been as consistent, just not quite as quick. And he's going to cross the line and bring himself home a very well-earned podium in the Audi. Van Thielen is going to cross the line in 3rd place. We'll see if that stands. David Hill is going to cross the line. There is smoke bombs out already. They're celebrating in South Africa. David Hill does pick up a 130-second penalty for not taking his mandatory pit stop, and Luca Vernol crosses the line and then gives David a bit of a bump. He's come home in the silvers. Dirk Langenbaum, he had raced in the opening phases. He finds himself in 2nd, and it is Tim Miro brings home a hard-fought podium in the silvers. David Brissalmi spent a lot of the time with a damaged Audi. Still comes home in 4th. Traversa is going to cross the line in 5th. Luca Prinzi stationary on the track. We'll see who else we've got running. Alta still to come over the line. Patrick Beasters will be the next pro across the line. 12th overall, 5th position. I think we're going to see some big changes by the time the next season starts. The drivers' ratings on SimGrid should be more adjusted to what they need. Beasters straight into the wall ahead. Again ahead of Peters and Matza. Is going to be the last driver to cross the line. Daniel, that is how you end the season. What a race that was.
Yeah, amazing. We've had another season with, well, very nice driving level, I would say. High quality throughout the field. So, yeah, well, let me thank you for the awesome broadcasting. And of course, George as well, or let's just say Ravencoms for another nice job with the broadcast. And yeah, very, very good season. Very nice driving there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, no, George is definitely worth the mention all by himself. He is, yeah, very, very good at what he does. So, yeah, and you two were brilliant last week. I really enjoyed watching that back. So, yeah, but thank you for that. In the silver, I'm terrible at compliments, can you tell? In the silvers, there's confirmation. Vernol and Langenbaum with Miro on the podium. Brasalmi Traversa bringing home top 5 positions. Thielen finishing in 7th. Michael Jeffrey Koch finishing down in 10th. So again, get onto the SimGrid page and get a look at those overall standings, because it's going to be all changed. Van Thielen brought home 3rd place, fastest lap. Might have brought home a penalty as well, so we'll see how much of an effect that has. It won't rob him of a championship by the look of it, so congratulations to Jentel Van Thielen in the Lambo. Prinzi bringing home the win though, with Lindvar in 2nd, and great run for Prinzi, pole position, and of course got himself the race win as well. Lindvar in 2nd, Thielen in 3rd place, Patrick Beasters in 4th, and Peters finishing in 5th. It was Hill and Combray. Hill finishing in 6th overall, 14th overall despite the penalty, so not too bad there at all. Ahead still of Joachim Combray. So there we go. What a season that was. It's been absolutely incredible. We've had Circuit of the Americas, Monza, Bathurst, Silverstone, and Kyalami. Absolute calendar of the gods. 3 championships, of course, being fought out. The silvers, the pros, and the overalls. And yeah, a couple of people in game chat there. We'll get that fixed. That's not on screen, so that's fine. But yeah, what a season it's been. Massive shout out and thank you to Menno putting it all together, and of course the man beside me, Mr. Daniel Metz. We'll get a thank you and a goodbye from him very shortly. It's been an absolute pleasure working alongside Daniel, and again, congratulations to everyone for the 8 grand. Phenomenal stuff. But yeah, and thank you to everyone that's been in chat, all the subscriptions for DC-SimRacing, massively appreciated. You can go back and watch all of the races. I would strongly recommend doing so, because they were absolutely phenomenal. I can close this down as well. And where else was it going? Sorry, there we go. So yeah, highlights coming back on. Lots of notifications. There we go. So yeah, thank you. Congrats to everyone in the championship. Congrats to everyone that brought home the race. And yeah, for the final time this series, Mr. Metz, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me in the co-coms. And I would like to say I can't wait for it to happen again, but I know that if you're in the comms box with me, you're not out on track. So I'm not sure which one I want more, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, I'm more looking forward to commentating you on track, but I really do enjoy having you in the comms box, mate. So thank you for a phenomenal season.
Yeah, I still have to decide that myself, because I enjoy both immensely, and maybe I'll just jump in with you when you do broadcasting at, well, let's say your community, SOP Motorsports. So as I did recently, so then I can broadcast during our own series, of course. So because we'll definitely announce something soon again. I want to thank everyone, the drivers, and of course everyone in chat again. So it's always nice to see well, the things going on in chat and everyone joining us there. So awesome! Thanks again, John.
Yeah. again. Been an absolute pleasure, Daniel. We will leave you with some of the highlights again. Please do make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up on the stream. Massively appreciated for a hugely growing community. Did I mention they just raised $8,100 for Make-A-Wish Foundation? If I didn't, they did. I was there. I saw it. It was phenomenal. So yeah, give them a follow. Jump into Discord so you can get involved in the multitude of platforms of racing, Gran Turismo 7 and ACC as well. And yeah, keep an eye out because we'll be bringing you more broadcasts where Daniel leads the way. A lot better than he thinks he does. I can assure you of that. He really is right up there with the best of us. So, but until then, enjoy the rest. You're more than welcome, my friend. Yes, until then, stay safe, take it easy, and you all have a great rest of your nights, whatever you do. Good night.